What terrifies you most? Sharks stalking from below, spiders crawling in the dark, birds turning against humanity? Now imagine this. Every horror movie monster that keeps you awake at night was inspired by a real animal. And in most cases, the real creature is far more terrifying than anything Hollywood imagined. Today, we're uncovering the 7 real animals that became the stuff of nightmares, and why the truth is scarier than fiction. Horror movies tap into our deepest primal fears. But here's the thing. Screenwriters didn't invent these terrors. They simply watched nature. From the depths of the ocean to your own backyard, animals have been perfecting horror for millions of years. They stalk, they hunt, they disguise themselves as harmless, and sometimes they turn against us in ways that make Hollywood look tame. These are the real monsters behind your favorite horror films. Animal number 1, the great white shark, the monster behind Jaws. Number 7 needs no introduction. It's the reason millions of people still fear the ocean, the great white shark. When Peter Benchley wrote Jaws in 1974, he based his killer shark on real great white attacks. But here's what's actually more terrifying than the movie. Great whites don't just attack, they investigate. They bump victims first, using sensitive ampullae of Lorenzini to detect electrical signals. They'll surface silently, often approaching from below where light doesn't penetrate. But the real horror? They can detect a single drop of blood in 25 Olympic-sized pools. They sense your heartbeat from meters away. And they've been doing this for 16 million years, perfecting the art of ambush while humans were still learning to walk. Jaws had to be a mindless killer to be scary. Real great whites are intelligent, patient, and infinitely more adapted to killing than any movie monster. Animal number 2, the rattlesnake, the inspiration for every slithering terror. Number 6 has haunted human nightmares since ancient times. The rattlesnake, and by extension, every serpent horror movie ever made. From Anaconda to Snakes on a Plane, Hollywood knows our primal fear of snakes, but the rattlesnake's real horror is more sophisticated than Hollywood shows. Those rattles, they're not just a warning. They're acoustic deception. Research shows rattlesnakes can modulate their rattle frequency to sound closer than they actually are, confusing predators about their true location. Their pit organs detect temperature differences of 0.003 degrees Celsius, creating thermal images of prey in complete darkness. And their venom? It's a complex cocktail that evolved specifically to shut down mammalian nervous systems, yours included. The anaconda in movies was fictional. The rattlesnake in your backyard is real, and its hunting technology makes Hollywood snakes look like toys. Animal number 3, the chimpanzee, the real monster behind every ape horror film. Number 5 hits closer to home than any other. The chimpanzee, inspiration for every apes attack movie from Planet of the Apes to Nope. We laugh at them in zoos, but here's the truth. Chimpanzees are 5 to 8 times stronger than humans. They've been documented tearing limbs from victims in documented attacks. But the real horror isn't physical, it's psychological. Chimpanzees conduct organized warfare. They patrol borders, sentry duty, coordinated attacks on rival groups. They've been observed torturing enemies, holding cannibalistic feasts, and even attacking humans with calculated precision. In 2009, a pet chimpanzee named Travis mauled a woman's face off, removing her hands, eyelids, and nose. And when police arrived, he approached their car, tried to open the door, and calmly waited. He knew exactly what he'd done. Animal number 4, the saltwater crocodile, the original lake monster. Number 4 has been terrorizing nightmares since before humans existed. The saltwater crocodile, inspiration for every lake monster and swamp creature film. These animals are living dinosaurs, literally unchanged for 100 million years. The largest reptile on Earth, saltwater crocs, reach 23 feet and over 2,000 pounds. But here's the real horror. They're ambush predators with calculated patience. They study prey behavior, learning migration patterns, and watering schedules. They'll wait days, motionless, for the perfect moment. Their bite force is 3,700 psi, the strongest of any animal alive. But the most terrifying fact, they're known to death roll with such force that they can dismember humans in seconds. And they remember. Crocodiles have been documented holding grudges against specific humans for years. The lake monster in your nightmares? It's been waiting in real waters for millions of years. Animal number 5, the gray wolf, the beast behind every werewolf legend. Entering our top 3, the gray wolf, origin of every werewolf legend from folklore to Hollywood. For centuries, humans feared wolves, and with good reason. But the real horror isn't what you think. Wolves don't attack randomly. They're strategic pack hunters with communication so sophisticated, researchers still don't fully understand it. They coordinate attacks with silent signals, surrounding prey before anyone knows they're there. They can run 40 miles per hour, track prey for days, and communicate over 10 square miles through howls that carry specific information about location, threat level, and identity. But here's what really inspired werewolf legends. Wolves sometimes target humans who wander alone, and they've been documented displaying almost intelligent cruelty, separating victims from groups, feigning retreat to draw others out. The werewolf isn't a monster. It's a wolf with human-like cunning, which is far worse. Animal number 6, the common raven, the mind behind the birds. Number 2 flies overhead right now, and you probably don't think twice. The common raven, inspiration for Hitchcock's The Birds, but Hitchcock didn't know the half of it. Ravens are among the most intelligent animals on Earth. They recognize individual human faces and remember those who wronged them for years. They've been documented holding funerals for dead ravens, gathering in large groups apparently to investigate deaths. They use tools, solve complex puzzles, and even understand basic physics. But here's the real horror. They can mimic human speech and sounds with terrifying accuracy. They've been recorded mimicking crying babies, dying animals, and even human voices calling for help, potentially luring predators or curious humans. In The Birds, Hitchcock imagined mindless flocks attacking. Real ravens are smart enough to plan revenge. Animal number 7, the parasitic wasp, the inspiration for every alien. Our number 1 animal inspired the most terrifying movie monster of all time, Ridley Scott's Alien. The xenomorph's life cycle, egg, facehugger, chestburster, was directly copied from parasitic wasps. These real insects lay their eggs inside living caterpillars. The larvae hatch and begin eating the host from inside, carefully avoiding vital organs to keep it alive as long as possible. When ready to pupate, they burrow out through the host's skin, just like the chestburster scene. But here's what's worse than Alien. Some wasps inject venom that first paralyzes the host, then takes control of its behavior. Infected caterpillars are turned into zombie bodyguards that defend the wasp cocoon with their lives. Others inject viruses that suppress the host's immune system. The xenomorph was fiction. Parasitic wasps are real, and they've been doing this for 100 million years. These 7 animals prove that horror doesn't need imagination. It needs observation. Every terror Hollywood creates already exists in nature, often in forms more sophisticated and terrifying than anything screenwriters could invent. We like to think we're at the top of the food chain, watching nature from a safe distance. But these animals remind us that we're not observers. We're participants in a world where real monsters have been perfecting their craft for millions of years. Which of these real-life horror inspirations scared you most? Did any of them surprise you? Comment below. I want to know if you'll ever look at ravens or chimpanzees the same way again. If this video gave you a new appreciation for nature's dark side, smash that like button. It helps more horror fans discover the truth. And if you want to meet more creatures that make Hollywood monsters look tame, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We reveal nature's best-kept secrets every week. Until next time, remember, the scariest monsters aren't in theaters. They're in your backyard.